What's going on, YouTube? My name is Mr. Crippled, and today we need to talk about Agni's aspect. Now, before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to keep up with any future content, I'll be leaving a link to my Twitch and my Discord in the description below. Shut up, announcer. I'm trying to make a video. Anyway, the reason why I want to talk about this aspect is because this crap needs a nerf. 100% this crap needs a nerf. I'm going to go ahead and start this off by going over what the aspect does. It has been out for a while now, so if you don't know what it does, I'll go ahead and give you a light explanation. Basically, his autos get tick damage, that's 1. 2, whenever he hits an enemy god with a basic, they gain a, underneath the little health bar, they gain, like, stacks. The more stacks the enemy god has on them, or the higher this bar is, the harder your ultimate, and the harder your 2 will hit. The trade-off is that the base damage of the ultimate does not do as much damage as it used to. Right? Fine and dandy. You don't really use the ultimate for the damage anyway, you kind of use it to set up the stun. We'll go ahead and talk about that. The problem with this aspect is that even though he's building like an ADC, his abilities still hit too hard. Right? And it makes it to where it's not fun fighting into an Agni. For a couple reasons, right? And I'm going to start off with the first one, is the fact that this god has access to a very strong stun setup, right? And he has multiple ways to set up his stun, right? If you don't know, if you cast an ability at this little noxious gas, it will explode, deal damage, and it will stun the person, whoever is standing in that little field. And there's 3 primary ways you can set it up. You can, the first way, which I don't recommend, but it is the easiest way to get a stun, is throwing out the 2, and then throwing the 1 at the max range of the 2. That's the first way you can get a stun, right? I don't recommend it because then you lose a lot of damage, but that is the easiest way to set up a stun, right? The second way, again, I don't recommend this, but this is probably a better approach since it makes it to where you don't have to rely completely on your range and you're in better view of your 2, is by dashing in, turning around, and then throwing your 1. That could take a little bit of practice and timing to get down, but once you get used to it, it becomes like butter, and then you'll still get the stun, you'll be right in their face, and you can get a lot of free stacks of auto attacks before you set up your 2. The other way, which is my highly recommended way, since you have a better chance to do it with, and it has better poking, is by casting 1 charge of your ultimate, and before it lands, you cast your 1, which looks something like this. Right? That one is not, it's not super difficult, but it will take a little bit of practice to get used to the timing, especially when you're trying to do it at a very quick pace, and you're trying to set up for the stun. Right? That's the most highly recommended way to do it, and the most consistent way. The reason why that's so stupid, though, is because even if you don't get the stun, if you manage to hit this, you'll still get a pretty decent chunk. I mean, it's only 304 at late game. It's not really going to do much, but it's literally just there for you to poke and for you to set up your damage, right? And the other point that I want to go ahead and get to, along with the fact that he has multiple different stuns, brings me to this. He still has Agni pokes, right? And I know what y'all know. I know y'all know what it is. It's spam, and then just dropping the ult as much as possible. And even though the ult by itself will not do a lot of damage, that's still a lot of safe, free poke for an ADC to have, right? And then on top of that safe poke, he has very good mobility in the 3. Now with the aspect on, you're going to be building a lot of auto attack damage, so you're not going to have a lot of CDR. But this dash is instant. It goes extremely far. If you dash through somebody, it does damage. And again, back to my previous point, it sets up a very good stun and provides you with a lot of distance and safety. Just look how far this goes and how quick it is. You're not stopping an Agni from doing this, unless you get super lucky and you hit him with like a knockup or a stun during the animation. But that's not always possible. And keep in mind, he is a ranged god, so he can be throwing these autos at you, which do take damage, and he will be building crit. So he's going to be hitting you like an ADC, and the second you get too close, dash, go straight through you, stun, and now you're back in the same position, except this time now he gets free autos on you, right? And then last but not least, and probably the dumbest part about this character is the amount of damage his abilities still do with the aspects. Without really saying anything, I'm just go ahead and show you, right? Damage is set to 0. I'm just gonna do 2 autos and then my 2. 1760. Total damage of 2406. If you look at my health, I only have 2378. That insta kills somebody with just those 2 abilities alone. Okay, my fault. It's the totem. It's level 10, right? So let's go ahead and test that on a enemy god minion, right? That's set to level 20, just to be fair. Okay, I had to reset the jungle practice because for some reason whenever you first kill an enemy god in jungle practice, stacks or like stackable bonuses from enemy gods like Zeus charges don't go on the enemy gods after the first one dies. So again, let's just test to see how much damage this does. I do not have full stacks to rage, so there's no guarantees for crits, but I will activate Dagger of Frenzy. 2 autos and the 2. Right, let's just test this. Wow. You're almost dead. You're not completely dead, but you're almost dead. With 2 autos and an ability. And that's not even realistic, because most of the time you're probably going to, whatchamacallit? You're probably going to be, let's see. Okay, it still builds the stacks. Okay. You're probably going to be trying to set up the stun, right? So let's just say you just come up from behind, you're in lane, they don't notice you immediately. 1, 2, dead. Oh, you could probably beads out of it, right? But beads doesn't save you from this version of Agni because the stun is not what kills you. It's the damage. And the problem with that is that why does the Flame Wave and the ultimate still scale so highly and do over 900 damage when you're building physical damage and this ability only scales with int? Right? What this aspect showed me is that you shouldn't be able to have the best of both worlds of being ability based and auto attack based. Because let's be real, with this build, even without the stun, he still does plenty of damage. That's completely realistic to do to somebody just by autoing them down. And again, you had this safety and this tick damage on them, and you can still poke at them with this. Whole time they just try to get close to you. That is completely realistic to do against somebody. Against a squishy. That's not fair. And then still having the audacity to do that much damage with just abilities alone, giving you literally no fighting chance to play back. Right? There's only 2 real ways to counter this. Only 2. Pick Agni yourself, or technically 3, I guess. Pick Agni yourself, never fight him, and then jump him. That's it. Those are the only options you have. Because even a meh Agni player can do this. A meh Agni player can do that. Close the distance, do a lot of damage, and then kill you. And the worst part about it is when you're in laning phase, if you're poking at somebody, let's say you're just trying to clear the wave, at any point, if he just feels like it, dash in your face. And you have to be 100% ready for it every single time for him when he gets aggressive. Because if he does that and you're not ready and he stuns you, you're dead. Or you have to run away. Or you have to have so much confidence that you can out DPS 900 damage. Not my fault. 1100 damage. You had to be so confident to out DPS 1100 damage in 2 seconds that you had to be a god at the game. This crap is not fair. So, what can they do about it? Well, they need to severely tone back how much damage he gets off the stacks of this. Severely. Right? Like, max stack's okay, 1,000, but 1 stack and still doing 800 damage, that's ridiculous. That's an ultimate. That is an ultimate. Most characters can't even do that much damage with a single ability. That is an ult. That's ridiculous. Right? And it's instant, too. They need to tone that down. Or they need to make it to where he can still do that damage, but the damage he gets off of this, the stacks, is purely based off your intelligence. Right? So, yeah, sure, he can still hit you for 1,000, but he can't build, like, all these physical damage items and crit you to death at the same time. He has to commit to a magical version of the build. That way the 2 can still hit hard, the ultimate can still hit hard, right? But he shouldn't be an ADC knocking people down and then still being able to go toe-to-toe with the mage in magical damage. Because that's absolutely ridiculous. This is just straight up not fair. Like, you will not be able to fight an Agni with the aspect on past level 3. Arguably level 5. Once they hit level 5, for sure, when they have more pokes than you, you're not 1v1ing an Agni. Because they're just going to harass you with this. The second you get close, either they're going to get scared and run away, and then stun you, or they're going to let their nuts hang, auto you, do this, and then make you run away because now you're at 10% health. With 2 autos, and a singular ability.
Your middle tower is
right?
under attack.
But that's just my mini rant on Agni. This character needs to be absolutely gutted. There's no reason why he should be both an auto attacker and doing as much damage as his abilities. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank y'all, and y'all take care.